Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to give you another update on the coronavirus situation and how it's affecting the gaming and film industry. And let's just say that the situation has gotten a lot worse since the last time I covered this around like 3 weeks ago. Actually 3 weeks ago to this day. It was on March 12th, which was really the day that the situation in the United States really started to get the ground running. The domino effect was really starting to take into effect, and as of right now, as of April 2nd, 2020 at 1:10 p.m. Eastern Time, there are at least 5,700 people that have died because of the coronavirus in the United States, and there are more than 200,000 people who are known to be infected, according to a New York Times database. I mean, oh my god, this situation has just exploded. The virus is just all over the place now, all throughout the country. I mean, look at New York City here. Look at New York City, like alone. New York State has 92,000 cases, but most of them are in New York City. They have 810,000 cases and 1,374 deaths. When I last covered this topic, when I last talked about this 3 weeks ago, there were a little over like 1,600 cases throughout the country. That is just unbelievable how fast this thing is spreading. And to put that in perspective, New York's case is upwards of 92,300. More than that, there are total, according to the Johns Hopkins University Medicine report, the total confirmed cases globally is a little over 1 million. The United States is now leading the way with 242,802 cases. That is followed by Italy and Spain. Italy's got 115,242 cases, and Spain has 112,065 cases. So, to put that in perspective, New York State, so if New York State was its own country, it would be in the top 5 globally in coronavirus cases. That is unreal. And the reason being is because New York is one of the densest states in the country and is one of the densest. New York City, it really doesn't matter. Be more specific. New York City is one of the most dense cities in the world. In New York City, there's so many immigrants and people just crowded together. And so that's almost like the perfect breeding ground for a very, very contagious virus like this to be unleashed onto the people. And that is just unbelievable, and it's so scary how quickly the United States has taken that number one spot. And in a span, not even a month ago, we were only at like 1,000. Now we're at 242,082 cases. That is insane. That is just unbelievable. This is a serious situation. This should not be something that should be taken lightly. We should not panic. But we should be smart. I'm sick and tired of these assholes who were going out to Florida a few weeks ago, going to spring vacation or spring break, and they were just putting everyone else at risk because they're a bunch of selfish pricks. Don't do that. Stay inside, and we have to wait out the storm. Because the longer that people are going to go out and do shit, the longer that this is going to last, okay? So suck it up now, so then down the line in the future, we don't have to do this. And in terms of gaming and film, we actually got news a few days ago that Super Mario remasters are coming to Nintendo Switch for Mario's 35th anniversary. That is really cool, and we do not have the official release date for that yet, and this is also a rumor, so it's not really any specifics like from Nintendo. They didn't announce it in their direct yet. So these are just rumors, and it's just something interesting to really talk about. And the article from Polygon states, Nintendo will reportedly release most of its Super Mario franchise games on Nintendo Switch this year, according to a new report. And they also say that most of the Mario's back catalog and 3D platformers, which basically means that they're going to be re-releasing Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and my personal favorite, Super Mario Galaxy. I love Super Mario Galaxy. I've been wanting a Super Mario Galaxy 3 for so long. I love Odyssey too. I love like almost all the Mario games. They are just so good, and Nintendo they know how to make video games. They might not have the best company, but they do know how to make quality video games. And if we get a Galaxy remastered version on the Switch, I cannot wait for that. And this was actually announced today in other news. Naughty Dog on Twitter has stated that Sony has forced them to delay The Last of Us Part 2 again. This is the second time Last of Us Part 2 has been delayed. It's supposed to come out in February. So it was supposed to come out May 29th. At the end of May. I'm pretty sure May 29th is the exact date. Now it's been delayed again due to the coronavirus situation. And here is the official statement from Naughty Dog's official Twitter. As you've likely just seen, the release of The Last of Us Part 2 has been delayed. We're sure this news is just as disappointing to you as it is to us. We wanted to reach out to all of you in our community to give you a little more information. The good news is we're nearly done with development of The Last of Us Part 2. We are in the midst of fixing our final bugs. However, with us finishing the game, we were faced with the reality that due to logistics beyond our control, we couldn't launch The Last of Us Part 2 to our satisfaction. We want to make sure everyone gets to play The Last of Us Part 2 around the same time, ensuring that we're doing everything possible to preserve the best experience for everyone. This meant delaying the game until such a time where we can solve these logistic issues. We were bummed about this decision, but ultimately understood it's what's best and fair to all of our players. We're hoping that this won't be a long delay, and we'll update you as soon as we have new information to share. We wish you all, your families, and your friends the best of health. Thank you for being amazing fans and your continued support. Stay safe from Naughty Dog. So, there you have it. The Last of Us Part 2 is delayed yet again. We've been waiting for this game for, I think, around 4 years now. I think the first trailer for this game was released around like 3 years ago. We have just been waiting and waiting and waiting for this game to come out, and I'm starting to get tired, but obviously Naughty Dog can't control what's going on throughout the world today, so there's that. And also on the Disney side, we are getting Onward tomorrow. Onward was released in the beginning of March, and we are going to be getting it on Disney Plus tomorrow on April 3rd. And I think that's really interesting, because the next article, Universal is putting all of their new movies on video on demand, which is really interesting. So titles such as Emma, The Hunt, and The Invisible Man, and will be advertised. Okay, so they can be rented for $20 for 48 hours. Okay, so that's basically around the same price as a basic movie ticket. So Universal does not lose out on the money with the box office being shut down throughout the country. Everything's shut down. The United States is on pause right now, everyone. I mean, if you're watching this from another country, the United States is on total lockdown. Everyone's in their homes, so it's a perfect opportunity to make money off, people wanting to watch some movies and want to have a good time, maybe get their mind off of what's going on throughout the world. And I think it's a good idea for Universal and Disney. I think it's a really good business strategy because it will be very, very smart in the long run by putting these movies on video on demand and on streaming services so people can watch them and don't have to risk getting sick from this virus by going out to the theater. And even if they wanted to, they can't, because all the theaters are closed right now, basically throughout the country. So, with that being said, I think that's really it. It's just the situation is just escalated so quickly. Like I said, the day that really started the domino effect was really the night of March 11th. I remember going on Twitter and finding out the news that Rudy Gobert, a player on the Utah Jazz, contracted the virus, and Tom Hanks and his wife also contracting the virus. That night was just crazy, and it was just everyone's in shock. And at that point, everyone knew that this is not something that's happening, in China or in Africa or somewhere that's far off. This is something that's a global crisis, and this is serious shit. This is not something that should be taken lightly. And from that on March 12th, the NBA suspended season, NHL suspended season, baseball decided shortly after that they're going to stop. And basically, March 12th, 3 weeks ago to this day, was the day that the domino effect started, and then everything just started shutting down. Schools, workplaces, and I know in New York State, all non-essential businesses have been shut down by Governor Andrew Cuomo. It's just insane that how quickly this situation escalated, how the United States only 3 weeks ago, not even a month ago, 3 weeks ago, had around 1,600 cases and like 40-something people die. Now, the United States leads the way in coronavirus cases with over 200,000. 200,000. That is just unreal. That is unreal. How quickly this situation escalated into something very serious. Now, I still stand on the point that I made 3 weeks ago. Do not panic. Just be smart. We will get through this, everyone. We're going to get through this. We just need to just ride out the storm for only a little while longer, okay? That means social distance. Don't be an asshole and go out and be around other people, because you're not only you're putting yourself at risk, you're putting other people at risk. Senior citizens, people with long-term health conditions, and long-lasting health conditions. And that also, with that being said, other people who don't have pre-existing health conditions or seniors who aren't seniors are dying from this. Perfectly healthy people are dying from this too, and I think that's what's so scary is also the mystery too. It's not just old people now, it's not just people with pre-existing health conditions, it's everyone. Everyone who has this virus is facing some sort of trouble. And I know there is a story of the governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo's brother, Chris Cuomo, who is an analyst for CNN. He said that he was experiencing hallucinations, 103 fever. This is something, you get this. This is not just something you just can walk away from. This is something that is very, very serious. This is a very serious virus. However, with that being said, cannot panic. Cannot panic. Just don't be an asshole. Don't be a jerk. Don't be stupid. Don't be going out and interacting with people, going to stores and stuff. Just stay home. Enjoy some good movies. Read some books. If you got to catch up on work, or even if you're a student, you got to catch up on some schoolwork, do it. And you just got to ride this out, everyone. And if you're watching this from any other country, like Italy, Spain, Germany, China, France, Iran, United Kingdom, if you're watching this from throughout the world, not just the United States, we will get through this, everyone. We cannot let this take us down. Humanity has been through so much worse before. If we can survive a Black Plague taking out, I'm pretty sure, a third to half of the European population at a time period where we believe that God was punishing us, was the reason that disease existed, not germs. We're going to be fine. But this is something this is not a joke, and this should not be taken as such. Although, some good news is, I know that people in Italy, and I'm pretty sure a U.S. World War II veteran that are over 100 years old have recovered from it. So there are positives out there. There are signs of hope. And the people that have died to the people that have recovered, the people that have recovered are so much more than the people that have died, which is a very, very good sight to see. Although one death is way too many deaths, we don't want anyone to die, obviously. But the fact that more people have recovered is a positive sign, but we just gotta see how this whole situation plays out. So, yeah, I think that's going to do it for today's video. I just want to tell you guys, because this situation is completely different from when I first made the video about it. It's just this situation has escalated so quickly, especially here in the United States, that I couldn't not make a video about it and how it's going to affect film and gaming as a whole. So with that being said, that is going to do it for today's video officially. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and to help us on Patreon. There are Patreon memberships, and that we had, I think I made it like a month ago, and the link to that will be in the link in the description below. And I'll see you guys next time, and everyone stay safe out there, and we're going to get through this. So have a good day, everyone. I'm blue, I've been deed, I've died, I've deed, I've died, I've deed, I've died, I've deed, I've died, I've deed, I've died.